Hey art friends, welcome to today's how-to. Today we're going to be learning how to draw Pennywise it. So first let's get started on the right hand side, and we're going to curve this line up, over and through towards the side. And then we're going to line this up at the same height on the left hand side, curving this up, over and through. Let's come underneath for the eye. We're going to draw in a nice big circle, so we're going to connect that from the inside, bringing this around and in on the top. And we're going to do the same as we come across on the left. Now let's come in for the pupil. We're going to draw in a nice big circle, bringing this over and through towards the top. And then we're going to step inside one more time, drawing in another circle. Now as we come in on the top left, we're going to draw in a circle for the highlight of the eye. We're going to do the same over on the left-hand side. And then we're just going to color in the circle around that for the pupil black. Let's move right into the center. We're going to draw in a sideways oval for our nose. Let's draw in the corner of the mouth. So we're underneath the eye, we're going to bring this down, over and down towards the bottom. We're going to flip over on the left-hand side, replicating that. Let's draw in our mouth. So we're going to curve this line over from the center, bringing that up on the right. And then underneath, we're just going to arch this line down and back up. For the teeth in the center, we're going to draw in a straight line coming up. And then on both sides, we're just going to draw a diagonal line coming out. And then we're going to step across one more time, replicating that. Let's draw in the bottom lip now. So we're going to arch this line down, up and over. And then closing off the top lip, we're just going to bring this line up and then back down on the right. Let's draw in the pattern behind the eyes now. So stepping up, we're going to curve this line in towards the top of our head. And then from that point, we're going to bring this over and down towards the top of the eye. Now on the left-hand side, we're going to curve this over and in towards that bracket for the mouth. And then stepping in, we're just going to replicate that, curving that in towards our eye. Now let's come up on a diagonal and draw in the balloon. So we're going to come over on a diagonal, kind of around about here. We're going to draw in the side of the balloon on the right hand side. So we're going to curve this up, getting wider at the top, flattening that out, bringing that in towards the center. And then we're going to do the same on the left. So we're going to again curve this around, flattening that out, bringing that in towards the top. Let's draw in the small triangle base at the bottom. So we're going to draw in two diagonal lines coming out. And then we're going to close that off on the bottom with a curved line from left to right. Now let's continue to close out the face. We'll draw in the rest of the balloon later when we draw in our hand. So we're going to start right in the center. We're going to curve this line up and over towards that balloon. To the right of this now, we're going to curve this around, bringing that over and out towards the left. And then from that point, we're going to curve this out and back in. And then on the top, we're just going to arch this over towards our balloon. From the center on the top, we're going to curve this around and down. From the middle to the right of this, curving this up. Stepping over, we're going to arch that line out towards the left. And then again, one more time, bringing this over and further out. Let's close off the shape of the head now. So on the top right, we're going to curve this around, bringing that in towards the side of the head. We're going to step over on the left underneath the balloon, replicating that, and we're just going to end that at the same height. Let's come underneath now for the chin. We're going to curve this line down and up on the side. And then now we're going to connect this. So for the cheek, we're going to curve this out, bringing that over and in on the side. And then we're going to do the same thing on the right. So we're going to curve this out and then bringing that through. Now let's draw in the hairline on the right. So we're going to curve this line out. We're going to do the same on the left, bring that in towards the balloon. And now we're going to move underneath this and draw on the ears. So we're going to draw in a half circle on the left-hand side. We're going to do the same on the right. Let's draw in the details inside the ears. So on the top, we're going to curve this line out. And then moving underneath again, curving this around and down. Let's continue to close off the hair. We'll focus on the left side first. So underneath the balloon, we're going to curve this line in. From that point, we're going to bring this line out and then around, bringing it back in towards the ear. Now on the right hand side, we're going to bring this line out, down, and then up towards the side. And then from that point, we're going to again curve this around and in. Now from here, we're going to bring this line out towards the side. And then from that point, we're going to curve this over and through on the side. Now from this point, we're going to bring this line out and down and in towards our right ear. Let's come down and draw on the collar. So we're going to bring this line out and in on the left. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Now from here, we're going to curve this over and through towards the middle. We're going to step across again, replicating that, moving further in towards the center. And then again, curving this over and up towards that middle point there, closing that off. Let's draw in two straight lines coming down on the left and right hand side of our chin. We're going to step across, replicating that on the opposite direction. We're going to come out on a diagonal on both sides. And then again, one more time, just drawing in two more diagonal lines. Now let's come down and draw in the torso. So on the left-hand side, we're going to curve this line in. We're going to do the same on the right, and we're just going to end that at the same height. Now from here, from that point, we're going to bring this diagonal line out on both sides. On the bottom, let's close this off with a curved line from left to right. Let's draw on the strips in the center. So we're going to draw in the center strip first. So we're going to curve this over to the right. We're going to drop down, replicating that, leaving a gap. We're going to make these gaps smaller. So on the top, we're going to replicate that, just making this strip a little bit thinner. We're going to do the same as we come down on the bottom, replicating that. We're going to draw in a circle right above in the center. Then we're going to draw in another smaller circle right in the middle of that strip. Let's add in some detailed lines now. So on the left-hand side, we're going to bring this line down on a diagonal. We'll do the same on the right. We're going to come underneath, extending that out on a diagonal towards both sides. In the middle, let's draw in a straight line coming directly down in the center. Let's step across again. We're going to bring this line down on both sides. And then again, stepping underneath, just drawing in another diagonal line coming out. Let's draw in the left arm holding in the balloon. So this one's going to be bent. So we're going to start on the bottom, curving this over and up. We're going to start from that corner, curving this over and out. And then stepping in slightly, we're just going to arch this in for the shoulder in towards the collar. Let's add in some details. So we're going to draw in two curved lines coming down on the top. Now let's close off the thumb. So stepping over, we're going to arch this line around, bending that, bringing that in. Now for the first finger, we're going to curve this around and in, drawing in an oval. We're going to replicate that, moving in towards the center, bringing that around and through towards the thumb. And then we're going to drop down again, replicating that, closing that off, curving that in. Now stepping through underneath, closing off the hand, we're going to curve that in towards the thumb. And now let's draw in the wrist. So we're going to curve this line in towards the middle. From that point, we're going to continue to curve this down and over. And then again, we're going to bring this around and through underneath our hand. Let's draw on the string for the balloon. So we're just going to draw on a straight line that comes directly down towards our hand. And then we're going to bring this line out, through, and down on the bottom. Let's draw in the right arm. So for the shoulder, we're going to curve this over and up. Let's step down, curving this around, bringing this through and back in towards the side. Let's draw in 2 diagonal lines on the top. We're going to do the same on the bottom, extending these further down this time. Now from here, again, we're going to curve this around and in on both sides. And then right in the center, we're going to arch this line over, connecting that together. Let's draw in our hand. So for the thumb, we're going to curve this line around and up. Stepping over, we're going to arch this around and in. Let's move in towards the middle again, replicating that. And then again, one more time, curving that around and up. Now from the center, we're going to leave a slight gap and we're going to curve this line around and then in on the side. We're going to do the same on the right. And then we're going to step in from the center, curving that up towards the top. And then we're going to step over again, replicating that, curving that through. Now let's move down. We're going to bring this line down and in on both sides. Again, moving down, curving that up as we come across. Let's move over again, curving that through. And then one last time, curving this around and then in on the side. Now for the foot, coming across on a diagonal, we're going to draw in a circle. Now on the top, we're going to curve this up on both sides. We're going to move in behind, arching this down towards the bottom, ending that at the same height. And then from here, we're just going to continue to curve this around and through towards that circle on the top. Let's step up. We're going to arch this over and through towards the side. And now we're just going to draw in a zigzag pattern as we come all the way over from the inside towards the right. We'll do this on both shoes. And then we're just going to draw in 2 diagonal lines coming out on both sides. And that is it. That's how you draw Pennywise the clown. You can pause the video and color it the way that I have done, or you can change your colors up if you'd like. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment below suggesting any more characters that you'd love to learn to draw next. Thank you so much for joining me on today's tutorial, and I will see you all on the next one.